All right, so have you ever been frustrated about something that a friend did that you have never told the person about before? I think it happens to all of us, right? Where we have friends, maybe your spouse, just somebody, and you're frustrated the person is not doing something you've not told the person to do because somehow you expect them to have some psychic power and to just look at you, and just say, "This is your need, and I'm going to meet it." You expect them to get your what you want by word of knowledge. But how about you just communicate? How about you just say it? Yeah, if you're not going to say it, then whatever response you're getting, you should be fine with it. Now, I'll get back here, right? But I needed that introduction to begin what I wanted to say. There is a pain that comes with expectations. Expectations, right? Proverbs 13, verse 12 says, "Hope deferred makes the heart sick." I remember when I was in school, whenever I get a call, one of the most frustrating times for me when I was in school was when I got a call and someone I get a call from the house, or maybe a friend calls and says, "I want to send you money." Now, I don't know how this network guys does it, but if they say they're going to send me money maybe by 6 in the evening, from 5:30, it was a regular experience. I mean, maybe not every time, but it was something that was regular, right? It was so whilst I'm expecting bank alert to come in, my phone, I love my phone being on silent, right? But within that period, I will ensure it's not, especially when I have maybe something I need to do instantly with the money. I need to respond, I need to pay for something, and all of that. So what happens is I put my phone for it to ring out. Then I hear tan 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 tan. I will run, go and pick the phone, check. It's not the money. I'll drop the phone. And I'm not joking, right? I don't know whether it's the devil, whether it's network providers. Is that period I'll be getting different kind of text messages, and majority of the times irrelevant text messages. To subscribe to this, press this. To subscribe to this, it was annoying. It was annoying, right? So I know what it means to be in a situation where you're expecting something and it's not forthcoming, right? How much more when it's something you've not communicated yet? Now, being in a relationship with someone and you're the only one growing, and I would explain what this means. Your expectations come most times from the knowledge you've acquired, right? Yeah, your expectations come most times from the knowledge. I'll give you a very good example. I mean, previously, before, I've always loved music. We grew up in a music environment, right? My dad loved music a whole lot, right? We had different kind of songs. There's no oldie, right? Those oldies songs of the 90s and all of that you want to sing. I think it's rare for me to hear anyone now and I won't know them, right? Because we had them going on in the house, to Sashino Peters. I remember memories, beautiful memories of me and my elder brother. I won't give you all the details because some of the details are crazy, right? Me and my elder brother, we just be in the house, play Shino Peter, Lola Afro Juju. We are Igbo, right? Shino Peter, Lola Afro Juju, Afro Juju, difference is clear. We just dance, and sometimes we leave the door open so some persons will come, just watch us dance. We dance like we're sweating, really sweating. So we grew up from that music stuff. Now, just imagine, and I'm sure people can relate to this. If you see someone who sings off key, minor key, low key, they don't care, right? They can connect to any kind of worship, right? Someone who doesn't know all the details about music, what it means to sing on key, what it means to go off key, the syncopations and all of that. As far as they are concerned, worship, anybody that sings worship is a powerful worship for them. But when you have knowledge, your assessment, your valuation, your judgment of what is good worship will be affected by the knowledge you've gathered. And it's not a bad thing, right? It's not, right? If you're going to be excellent, there's certain things you need to learn. But I'm just saying that knowledge has its side effect, right? It has a back end to it that sometimes does not allow you fit into things that naturally you would have, just flowed along with, right? So if you have all that knowledge, when someone comes and the person begins to sing off key, I don't know, it happens to the best of us. We just that I've learned how to now redirect myself back to what I'm doing. If you're singing, we're lost in worship, and all of a sudden someone just comes in and there are some people are very rude with keys, very rude with music. You are singing on this key, maybe a C sharp and all of that. Someone just comes and takes you away, like with such confident, and they don't know what they did though. And you are the one that knows music. You are disconnected because the person moved from a C sharp to maybe an E flat, right? So you are like, why? That is wrong. But the guy's the eye is closed. I have a very good brother of mine who, when we served in SCCA family house, right? One of the days we're having prayer meetings, and he came to lead prayers. They were singing on. He just came and he said, "Don't mind my voice." Now, most times, let me heads up, right? When you say things like "Don't mind how I walk," everybody pays attention to your walk, right? If you say "Don't mind how I talk," everybody's attention is now fixed. So he said, "Don't mind my voice, don't mind how I sing," because he mothered the song, As it took me a lot to come back to the prayer. So don't mind how I sing, don't mind my voice. God lost me that way, And I did a video sometime on my social media handle on Facebook, my Facebook page. I was saying, I think I shared that on my Instagram also, right? So I was saying that how you worship God in your private, is actually nobody's business. Nobody's business, right? But when you come out in public, because you want to capture everybody into what you're doing, you have to pay attention. You have to pay the price of diligence. You have to pay the price of excellence. You have to be excellent in what you're doing, right? So it doesn't profit, it doesn't bless, it doesn't gladden the heart of God that because of you, people who were lost in worship, because people that sang, the person who sang before was on a C sharp. You just came and moved to an E flat. From E flat, you went to a D. From D, you just moved to F. You are just changing, and sometimes the keyboardist is confused. They don't know where to stay again. Sometimes what they just do is when they get tired, they just keep playing one key. No matter what you are singing, they're just playing that key, and everybody is distracted. So it doesn't give God joy. But the point is, what makes you disconnect from a worship when there are fluctuations, right? The bassist is playing something else, the this is playing something else, is because you have knowledge of what good music is about. Now, how about you're married to somebody, you're in a relationship with someone, or maybe in a workspace, right? And you have knowledge of how things should be done in your company. You're a CEO of a company. You have knowledge of how things should be done in your company, how that, this should be done this way. People should respect you. People should honor you. And you don't communicate. They don't even see why you are telling them to do these things. Because one of the things I think we've learned how to do is how to pass an information to people without telling them why they have to do what we've told them to do. So in most cases, they're only doing it to please you, not because they see need for that thing to happen. Why should your employees, right, respect you as the boss? Not just, why should they respect themselves, right, as staff? Why should they respect themselves? Because at the end of the day, whatever attitude they've learned working with you, they would move it to other persons. So if they've not learned to respect you, when they have key relationships, they can lose key relationships just because they didn't pay attention to giving respect to who. And you should respect everybody. Those who are on your level, those who are above you, those who are beneath you. If you think anybody is beneath you, everybody deserves to be respected. Now, the problem most times is we get frustrated with our employees, with our friends, with our spouses, with our partners, over something we've not communicated. And sometimes the pain of communication can be very, demanding, right? So I would always advise, expose people to the same knowledge you're exposed to. If you're married to a spouse who doesn't understand maybe a subject, doesn't understand something, come on. I was recently speaking to a friend, a dear brother, right? And he told me about someone who is close to, and how that the person listens to somebody on a particular subject, right? And he brushed what the person said aside. I told him, I said, no, that's the wrong thing to do. You need to pay attention, because what this person is telling you, this person is a good friend, right? What this person is telling you is that they listen to this person. One of the things I do, right, is whoever my wife listens to, I pay attention. Right, as I'm saying this now, I'm remembering one person that I've not factored into this equation. But there are people that I listen to now that I didn't used to listen to before. Just because my wife listens to them, I decided, because I need to know what she's listening to. I need to know what she's hearing. Because, like it or not, whether you like the person, your spouse or your friend, your partner, is listening to or not, what they pick from them would also affect your union. Right? So sometimes listen to these sermons together with them. Listen together. Right? Then if there are things that were said in the teachings, the conference, the seminar that are wrong, what you would now do is first appraise the good ones. Right? Because if you go all out into attacking attacking who somebody holds in high esteem, they would have an issue with you. So listen to the sermon together, listen to the conference material together, examine it together. The things that you know are right, appraise it. Then the ones that you don't agree with, talk about it. It's more damaging in a relationship-headed marriage, or in a marriage setting where just one partner is growing and the other is not growing. It's more damaging, right? And this is one of the reasons why sometimes pastors' wives, people see them as problem. You know why? The husband is the one that had the call. The husband is the one that has been preparing to be in ministry. The husband is the one that has been working towards becoming a better person as regards that call. He's the one that went to Bible school. He's the one that's been attending ministers' conference and all of that. But the woman, is not doing any of that. Now, all of a sudden, she gets married to him, and everybody expects her to be a good person, like the husband, right? So, you would find out that when you're growing in knowledge, or you're growing in life generally, and the members of your team, your spouse or something, are not also growing, maybe not exactly in the degree to which you're growing, but they're also growing, right? The knowledge, you'd have so much knowledge, you have so much expectation, how things should be done, how this should be done, and because they don't know, in all sincerity, you keep getting frustrated at what they are not doing that they are not aware of. And even sometimes when you try to explain to them something that took you 4 years to understand, understanding that took you 4 years, 5 years, you want to pass it across in 3 minutes, 5 minutes conversation, it won't work, right? So in order to reduce your frustrations in any kind of relationship, be it a work relationship, family relationship, marriage relationship, whatsoever it is, ensure that the knowledge you're exposed to, the people on your team are also exposed to them. Insist on growing together. Insist. This is the secret to reduced frustration, right? Because it's easy for someone to be doing something, be in the wrong, and the person knows he or she's in the wrong, as compared to someone who is doing the wrong thing and doesn't. People, you attend some churches sometimes, right? And I've been exposed to such an experience, right, where people sing and they're just switching keys anyhow, and they leave that ministration feeling like they were powerful. Why? Because for the level of their knowledge, they were okay, they did all right. But because I was privileged to a little, right, knowledge beyond what they did, I feel like, come on, you don't do that. Like, in a worship of 15 minutes, 20 minutes, someone has changed key like 8 times, and I'm not exaggerating, right? Anybody who knows what I'm talking about can relate. You've changed key like 8 times, sometimes 10 times, right? 30 minutes worship. it's crazy. Let me use the word. So whilst you are trying to build up to this point, you switch, and the whole instrumentalist didn't have to last start doing pen 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 pen, trying to find out where you move to and all that is a very frustrating place to be, right? So it's important that we I mean, the reason why I was frustrated was because I was exposed to a level of knowledge that the person who is leading is not exposed to, right? So it's easy when it's a church setting like that. It's easy when it's even in a work setting. It's not, right? But when it comes to marriage, you kill you, right? A relationship with someone who you're looking at getting married, it will kill you. Workspace, it will kill you because the things that you think should make for the growth of the organization, the other persons are not exposed to them, right? So reduce your frustration, ensure that people on your team are growing in the same direction as you are, and more so if you're married, the people you listen to, let call your spouse into that experience, because you're building one house, you're not building two separate houses. So ensure, right? Give your best at ensuring that they grow in the same direction you're growing. If you're listening to sermons on relationship, marriage, how to be a better person, expose them to it also. Have this challenge, right? Where these moments where you will sit down together, listen to a sermon, review it, it will help you a whole lot. A whole lot. A whole lot. God bless you. And thanks for watching.